Hey everybody, today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite topic, which is taxes. I want to get you guys ready and make sure that you have a process to go through so that it doesn't feel as overwhelming. And the way I like to do this is I like to go through my payments every single month. So I'm going to share with you how I do that. Now, there's kind of like um two pieces to it. We've got the transaction piece and then there's the reconciling piece. I'm going to talk you through the transaction piece first, and then I'm going to talk you through transactions. So when you are doing this is just if you're using QuickBooks, and it is going to vary based on your account. So I'm just showing you the way that Diane and I have figured out how to do my taxes with QuickBooks. However, you might not be using, you might not have Diane as your accountant. You might have another account. You might be doing your taxes yourself. There are many ways that you can go about doing this. This is just the way that I do it. So when you first go into QuickBooks, for the first half of getting your QuickBooks ready for taxes is figuring out your transactions for your business. So you've got like, this is my account, and then you go in here and then you go to bookkeeping, and then it'll say transactions at the top, and then it'll come up with all the transactions that you have. I like to do this protocol every single month. However, you can do them weekly. I've heard of people doing them daily as soon as it comes up. I like to do it monthly, but this month is kind of funky because there was a situation with my taxes. So I didn't do it for the month of December. So I'm just doing December and January today. So there, as you can see, are a bunch of transactions that I had on my business card for either things that were my business and things that were personal. Now, if you go back and watch the video where I talk with Diane, we talk all about how you want to have a personal account that is separate than your business account. It's very important for you to have that happen because you want to make sure that you're paying taxes for your personal account for personal charges and then separate things for your business account for business charges. So you don't want to be paying taxes twice for these kind of things. Now you'll see on here, even though I know that's the way we need to do it, I still have my car payments and Dinnerly on here that I still need to change. So for each thing that is a charge on your business account, all of those things will come up here. So they're all the things that I paid for with my business card from my business account for the month of December and for the month of January. So these are all the things. What you do for each of these items, when you click on each item, you'll see that there are a couple of different topics. You have your vendor and your customer, you have your category, and then you have the assigned to, find, match, record as transfer, or record as credit card payment. So what I like to do is I like to go through each and every one of these things, and I like to make sure that I've got the correct vendor and customer, the correct category, and then you hit confirm. The whole point of doing transactions first, and that's what you have to do first if you decide to use QuickBooks, is you want to make sure that every single one of these transactions is correct. So you'll have payroll eventually at some point. You'll have taxes on here. This is for a flight that I had. I bought more storage on Google, so that's on here. And they're just all the different things. Everything that I was paid is on here as well. So what you want to do is you want to go through each of these transactions, and you just want to categorize them. Now, most things are going to be categorized for you based on what it kind of assumes. And the first time that you meet with your accountant, what they'll do is they will help you to set up different categories. When I met with Diane, what happened is she told me what to name the vendor and customer and what to name each category. So she went through that with me the first time, showed me how to do that, go through it. And if you have an accountant, I would highly recommend doing it with them because they'll know then from each of those categories, they'll know exactly how to file your taxes. So when you are categorizing each of these itemized transactions, what you want to do is you first want to look for the vendor and customer. So this was for ADP payroll. So when I name it, you can use something that, like, let's say I've already gotten gas, I've already used From You Flowers, I've already Four Seasons. Those are all vendors that I've had. But let's say I've never ever seen this transaction before. You can always click add new and you can click ADP payroll. And then you would hit vendor and you would hit save. Because I already have them saved, I don't want to have two ADP payroll taxes. So I'm just going to use the category and for the vendor and customer they've already used. Then again, your accountant will help you to do this, but you are going to choose a different category that you want to add it. So it'll be like expenses. The main two things that you'll see are expenses and distributions, which are like considered your income, and then, or distributions, which are personal things, and then income. Diane did all of this for me. I would not recommend doing this to yourself because it's, as you can see already, it's kind of confusing, but I just did what she told me to do. So I'm like, okay, it's the payroll fee, it's the payroll taxes. And I went in and I hit confirm. So you want to do that with every single one of these categories. You want to make sure that you are going through. Now, and just hit confirming, and you're going to be categorizing each of these transactions. It really doesn't take that long, but you want to make sure that you're checking all of the transactions that you made on your business account. So it's like every single thing that you paid for, you want to make sure you're categorizing it in QuickBooks so your accountant can see, oh, yep, Megan paid for everything that she said that she paid for. She paid taxes on it. Therefore, I can file taxes for her. So what will happen is as you're going through, let's say I always do ADP payroll, it's going to ask me to do what's called making a rule. Now, when you make a rule, it just means it's an expense or something that you see that's reoccurring. It happens every month, every week, some sort of payment that you're making all the time. So you want to make sure that you are like being as efficient as possible. And that's what a rule does. So what you do is you want to create a rule for it. If it's something that you see that you're doing every single month, you still want to check it, but I'm like, oh, okay. So I know that my payroll fee will be on there. So I want to make sure that I record that. And so I just do all the things that say confirm first. And then I go in through the things that say review, and I'll show you why that is in just a second. I'm going to go through and just get everything confirmed except for the things that have like a rule. So I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so I just went through and it took me like 2 seconds, and now all of those things that said confirm, they're now confirmed. Now, what I was saying before is that like you might have some that say review, and especially at the beginning, before you talk with your accountant, because your accountant's going to give you the categories, they are going to have uncategorized expenses. You want to make sure that you find out how your accountant wants you to categorize them. But for me, when I look at Delta, I had to pay for my checked bag when I went on my trip for my mastermind. It was a business trip. So I charged it as a business expense, I think. So what you want to do is sorry, I think the cat is messing with something, but you want to go through, and I know this is considered travel. So I just go back and I check where it says travel, and I go here, and the vendor or the customer is Delta. So I put Delta here, and then I hit confirm. And then this was Google. I'm going to assign this as a category. As a category. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that this is for, this is going to be for, I'm just looking for a category. Wow, I can't say that right now, but I'm looking for a category that seems like it could be related to, my business. So I'm looking and I'm like, okay, what if I'm paying for more Google storage, what would that be? And I'm going to call it office supplies. So once I have it set as a category, I'm going to hit confirm. This was software that I got, and this is PayPal software that I end up getting. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to see, okay, this was $54. I'm gonna look in here as a who's the vendor. I already had PayPal, but I could just add it if it wasn't. And then this was for software. So software that I got, this was, I'm pretty sure this was for I got Microsoft Word. No, I'm pretty sure. I got Microsoft Word to create my documents. So I know that is something that I got for my business. I'm going to put that as office supplies and hit confirm. Then this was, I got some food at a nature table. This was when I was traveling. And I'm just going to do restaurant. And then the expense that I'm going to do, this was underneath, because this I ate at airport food is so expensive, $17, it's the most. But then I would be marking that as meals and entertainment because it's a meal that I had. Again, Diane made these categories for me. I'm not telling you that you should make a meals and entertainment category because then your accountant's going to get all mad at me. Do not do that. Have your accountant make your categories and then you can go through and do this on your own. When this is typically considered all the things where I actually get paid, that should typically, I don't know why that didn't get stored, but that should be a services. That's an income. So now all of that's done, then we're going to go to the next piece, which is going to be reconciling. So I'm going to share that in a second. You guys, so the good news is I actually did things in a different way this time. So what happens is when you are going through reconciling your account, that's the next piece. So the first piece of doing your transactions is the first piece is the transactions. The second piece is reconciling. Now, when you're reconciling, what happens is you're going to go back in to bookkeeping where it says bookkeeping, and then you're going to click transactions. And then at the bottom, it'll say reconcile. And that's what we're doing here. So what you want to do is you are going to go into your bank account and you're going to see every single transaction that you made. You're going to double check and make sure that they're reconciled for your account. So this is mine, and you have to get the exact account statement. And this says every single statement that has gone out throughout the year. The credits are how much you made. The debits are how much you spent. Okay. So when you're going to go in, and again, this is my personal information, but what you'll do is you'll click, it'll look like what the statement ending balance should be the statement cleared balance. So you'll go into your account and you'll say, okay, from this date to this date, this was the amount of money that was on my account. And the way that you do that is you'll go into your checking statement and you'll see what the ending balance is. And when you are in QuickBooks, what you'll do is you'll go to where it'll click reconcile. Oop. Going back. Okay. So it'll look actually like this screen. And this is, I took a screenshot of me and Diane doing this previously. So just so you can see what this looks like as well. But it looks like this. And I'm going to mute the volume for us. But what you'll do is you'll look at your account balance. You'll click on the ending balance. And it'll say beginning balance. This is at the beginning of the month of January of 2022. At the end of January 2022, that was the balance. So you'll see us go through that here. And mine is good this round. Like, I don't know why it is, but mine is okay right now. But yours might look like mine did in the past. So when we did this before, you'll see that there's a difference of $627. And so if that happens, that's okay. You can do it with your accountant. And if there's a random difference, there was like a couple of charges that we needed to go through. So where it says payments, this is how much you were paid. So I'm just going to go through and see if we move this over a little. You want to go to payments where it says payments. And I did that really quickly. Sorry. So you want to go to the payments. And these were all of the things that I paid for. So I looked back on my statement. And if you look at my statement now, all the payments are the debits. So you'll go in and you'll see all the debits and you'll have to click on each one of them and reconcile them and be like, okay, I see that there was a payment on January 13th of my car payment. So, and it was for $317.50. If you go into here on the 13th, you'll see my car payments, $317.59. So when you're in this payments category, if you like, mine is zero difference, but in the past, there was like an issue with that. So I had to go back in and hand check it all, but you might not have to do that. So you'll go back in and check and make sure that all of them make sense. That'll be for all of your payments. Those are things that you paid out of or debits. Debits, payments, same thing. Those are things that you paid for in with your business card. Deposits would be how much you made. So these are all of the payments that I got, and you'll see them listed as credits. And this is just for my account. Yours might be a little bit different. So you want to go back in and check it all and make sure that there's $0 difference. As you can see, mine is now $0 difference. I already did December. And you'll click finish now. And then all of your accounts, your transactions, it's called, I'm pretty sure, like something like checking your transactions and reconciling your account. And once you do that, you're done. That's all you need to do. It's actually really easy. So all you have to do is go through your transactions, just categorize all of your transactions, and then reconcile, which means that you're just making sure that what you said you paid for with your transactions makes sense with what QuickBooks is seeing. So it's like everything reconciling essentially means you've got your bank account and you've got your QuickBooks account, and you're just making sure they're the same. So the first thing is you're categorizing transactions. The second thing is reconciling and making sure QuickBooks is the same as your regular books. And that's it. And then you can say, I've actually scheduled a message to send to Diane this morning about how I send a message to her to just say that I need my taxes filed and we need to meet this week. And then you're done. And it's like not that hard. So I hope that was really helpful for you guys. I actually have a video, like the video I just showed you guys on how to reconcile, and like this video right here, if I were to share my screen, I have it called QuickBooks 2 Do Not Delete, which is the reconciling piece. And then I've got QuickBooks 1, which is Do Not Delete. And that talks about categorizing transactions, just in case I forget. And remember, you, at this point, the way that my business is going, you have lifetime access to this. So whenever you are doing your monthly checklist, whenever you're doing your QuickBooks, go ahead and reference this and it should help you out. So I hope that was helpful for you, and I will be seeing you guys soon.